and welcome back to the channel. My name is Rachael Lee. I'm a local real estate agent here in Jacksonville, Florida. And today we are going into our part 2 of a 2-part series of new construction versus resale homes. Now this is going to be pros and cons of resale. Part 1 was pros and cons of new construction. I'll link that down below, so if you haven't checked it out yet, you can go ahead and do that. And we will jump right into part 2, pros and cons of resale. Let's get started. Let's start with the pros. Our first pro for resale is going to be better price or more price flexibility. So you're almost always going to pay more for a new build house. So resale definitely gets the pro in this category. You can usually find a resale or older home for a lower price. There's also much more flexibility with that price. You have negotiation power depending on how long it's been sitting or how many showings or offers they've had. And this is something that you just don't get with the new construction builders. So that leads us right into our second pro, which is going to be a much more personal experience. So when you're buying a resale house, in most cases, you're dealing directly with the seller. So it makes a much more personal experience. They have emotional investment in the property and in the transaction in most cases. And so they're able to make decisions based on their emotions, and they are just human, which is a lot nicer than dealing with a large corporation or a builder in most cases. Now this lends directly into our first pro as well with price flexibility. A lot of people that have grown a family in a home or have these emotional ties to the home, they want to see it go to someone that's going to love it as much as they did. I see it happen all the time where they don't accept the highest offer or the best offer, but they accept the offer that makes them feel best about selling their house to that person. So this is definitely a pro when it comes to resale homes. A lot more flexibility on almost aspect of this part of the transaction. It's so nice to be able to deal directly with the seller, a human being, instead of a large builder or corporation. Our next pro for resale homes is going to be more character, more charm, and a little bit more uniqueness in most of these homes. So when I am thinking of a resale home, in this case, I'm thinking about the historic districts or out at the beaches, something that was built in the 50s, 60s, 70s, even all the way back to the 20s in some of these historic districts. And we see a ton of homes here in Jacksonville that are really cool. And it's awesome to see how some of their original character has been preserved over the years in different renovations. And it can be really awesome to find a cool house that has its own charm, its own unique characteristics and things that come with that. And that is definitely something you won't find in new construction, as everything is brand new. So this is a huge pro for resale homes or older homes. Our fourth pro for resale homes is going to be more established neighborhoods. So in new construction's case, these are brand new communities. They're just coming up, still doing construction and things like that. Whereas in some of these resale communities that have older homes, there's more mature landscaping and more established homes, people that have lived there for years or passed it down generations in some cases. So this is definitely a pro for resale. A lot of these resale homes are in communities that are a lot more walkable to local destinations, like in Murray Hill or Avondale or out at the beaches in Atlantic Beach, where you can walk to certain things around in the neighborhood. Whereas a lot of the new build communities in St. Johns County, South Jacksonville, aren't really designed that way. They're kind of larger communities. You can usually walk or bike to the amenity center, but when you're talking about going out into the community to find local restaurants or shops, it's probably going to be a drive with the new construction, whereas the resale, there are a lot of neighborhoods that are very walkable in this way. Our last pro for resale homes is going to be no wait. So with the new construction, you could be waiting months for your house to be finished. Now with resale homes, if you see a house, it's active, you could put in an offer immediately and realistically close within 3 to 4 weeks and be moved in. So if you're on a timeline or you gotta get in quick, definitely resale is going to be a quicker option for you in most cases. Now I did touch on this in the last video a bit. Some new build communities do have quick move-in options that might be an option for you, but for the most part, if you're on a timeline, resale all the way. Now for the cons of resale homes. So our first con is going to be older homes equal more maintenance. So this one is kind of a no-brainer here. Older homes, they need more maintenance. They need more upkeep. You never know what's going on behind the walls or under the ground or in the foundation or anything like that. Now, of course, you'll have an inspection period after you go under contract, so you will know a lot about the house and you will know most things at that point, but there's always things that could be going on in a house that's a lot older that you have no idea about, and there really was no way for the inspector to know. So there's always a little bit of unknown when going with a resale home, especially an older one, especially in like the historic districts, areas like that. Now with a resale and an older home, your homeowner's insurance is also going to be a little bit higher than if you were to go with a new build, but that's kind of just par for the course. Our second con for resale homes is going to be the lack of design or customization options. For a new build, you can go in, check it out, build it from the ground up exactly how you want it. If you're buying a resale home, you're buying what you see. You can't really just be asking them to move walls or put in closets or change the color of the walls or things like that. I'm sure you could ask, but you probably wouldn't get very far. So this is a con for people that really want a customized home. You can always buy it, move in, and then customize it. But if you're looking for customization off the bat, resale is not going to be your first choice. So con number 3 for resale homes is going to be the lack of updated amenities. So if you're able to find an older community or an older home that does have amenities in the community, normally they were built around the same time that the houses were, so they are not updated and high tech, they're not modern amenities like you would find in a new build community. Because those amenities are really nice to have. You don't need a gym membership or a pool season pass or anything like that, because you have those right there with the new build communities. That's something that is going to be hard to find in the older communities, and it definitely won't be as nice or new as the new build communities. Our fourth and last con for resale homes is going to be the unknown history of the house. Now, you never know what has happened in the home when you purchase it in all of the years leading up to your closing date. Some people don't think this is a big deal at all, but I have been surprised with the number of buyers that I've worked with that were actually quite concerned about this. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're looking at the homes, if that's something that's going to bother you. I've had clients come and sage the house or bring in their priest or their pastor to kind of bless the home and have it lead them into a new generation with their family and leave behind anything that happened in the house before then. So that is going to wrap up our pros and cons of resale homes. So this was part 2. Part 1 was new construction pros and cons. And together this was a series of new construction versus resale and which one would be right for you. Now, if you've listened through this whole video and you feel like a resale home with character and history is right for you, feel free to reach out. We'd love to help you identify which neighborhood is going to be right for you and your budget and help you with any questions that you have on Jacksonville or Jacksonville real estate. As always, our contact information is going to be linked down below so you can reach out, and we will see you in the next one.